eliminated by the Syrian Arab Army in Daraa, Al-Qunaitira, Damascus, Homs and Hama countryside. The Syrian Arab Army destroys a 400-long tunnel used by terrorists in Aleppo. Turkey says Russia does not rule out taking part in an anti-terror coalition in Libya.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Yarado Krikorian with the news in English. Syrian Arab Army units have continued their clampdown on terrorist hideouts and reinforcements, paralyzing the movement in a number of areas in Daraa countryside, inflicting on them huge losses in men and material. A large number of armed men were also killed or injured at the entrance of Al-Mseifrah village in the eastern part of the governorate of Daraa, and in Kafarnasij village, as well as in the northern area of Akraba, the bulwark of the NATO terrorist organizations, particularly Jabhat al-Nusra. Many ISIL terrorists have been eliminated by the Syrian Arab Army units in Al-Jazl and the surroundings of Ashair oil field in Hom's northern and eastern suburb. A military source said 24 ISIL terrorists were also killed and others were pursued west of Palmyra. The Syrian Arab Army had yesterday killed and wounded several ISIL gunmen in Rahum village in Hom's eastern suburb. A Syrian Arab Army unit has discovered and destroyed a 400-meter-long tunnel dug by terrorist organizations. Terrorists were trying to reach the Scientific Research Center from the Bab Jdeed area, southwest of the city of Aleppo. The Turkish government has reopened Bab al-Salama border crossing near the town of Azaz before the terrorists in an unprecedented way, providing them with everything they need for stopping the Syrian Arab Army from advancing there. The step comes after the Syrian Arab Army advanced in the northern countryside of Aleppo and managed to cut supply lines the terrorists were using between Aleppo and Turkish borders. The USA has specified 1,200 terrorists from the so-called moderate opposition in Syria in order to take part in the program set by Washington and its allies to train and arm the terrorists who serve its interests. Pentagon's spokesman, who declared this, mentioned nothing about the sites where the training of those terrorists will be carried out. Welcome back. An ISIL terrorist group kidnapped 26 tribal leaders south of Mosul as they burned to death 45 civilians in al-Baghdadi areas. Meanwhile, the Iraqi army and the People's Brigades eliminated 27 terrorists and foiled a terrorist attack which targeted a strategic road between Haditha district and an airbase, killing 13 terrorists. In Salahuddin Governorate, eliminated 44 terrorists, including an ISIL leader. The Libyan Foreign Minister Mohammed Dairi stressed that terrorism continues a dangerous phenomenon which threatens the stability of the whole world. In a speech he delivered at the UN Security Council, Dairi pointed out that fighting ISIL terrorist group everywhere is an international necessity. He made it clear that the international community has left Libya plunged in disorder and chaos. The UN representative in Libya, Bernardino Leon, today called on the world community to spare no effort in supporting a political solution in Libya, pointing out that terrorism in Libya can only be defeated with the determination of a national unity government. Addressing the UN Security Council through a closed TV circuit, Leon called on the sides of the Libyan crisis to intensify their involvement in the negotiations which they had started under the UN patronage. He hoped a political agreement will be soon reached by the Libyan factions, adding that it is not impossible to overcome differences among the various parties. Libya's permanent representative to the UN, Ibrahim al-Dabashi, had earlier said in statements quoted by Libya Al-Mustaqbal daily that the Libyan army, particularly Libyan Air Force, does not have the required potentials to defeat the extremist organizations in the country. He considered as necessary an international intervention according to Chapter 7, particularly for the fact that the terrorist ISIL organization has enough support by certain states to enable it to invade countries. He praised, however, the Libyan army's efforts in preventing ISIL extension to other Libyan territories and neighboring states, despite the army's weak potentials. In the same context, Russia's permanent representative at the UN, Vitaly Churkin, revealed that Russia may take part in the International Alliance for Combating Terrorism in Libya, including maritime siege, to prevent the flow of weapons to terrorists. Churkin said in a statement following a meeting at the Security Council that Russia was unable to take part in the alliance formed by the US against ISIL terrorist organization in Syria because there was no international approval nor the approval of the Syrian government. The Defense Ministry of the People's Republic of Donetsk announced unilaterally that the Ukrainian forces has violated the ceasefire 12 times during the last 24 hours, pointing out that 24 fighters were wounded. The Deputy Defense Minister, Eduard Pasorin, told reporters that 40 Ukrainian soldiers were killed in Dealtsevo and 50 others were wounded. For his part, the spokesman for Donetsk said that the EU observers will be able to visit Dealtsevo after being cleared of terrorist groups. The Donetsk news agency reported that the Ukrainian forces shelled last night Donetsk International Airport at least 3 times. Finally, Syria has become member of the World Robot Olympiad after the international organization's board of secretaries approved the request of the Syrian Informatics Society to join it as Syria's official representative in organizing local contests and taking part in World Olympiads. The World Robot Olympiad is an event for science, technology and education which brings together the school and university students and help them develop their creativity and problem-solving skills through challenging and educational robotics competitions. Syria has ranked 5th at the world level and 1st at the level of the Arab homeland in the World Robotics Olympiad finals held in the Russian city of Sochi last November, with the participation of 400 world teams from 47 states, including 48 teams from 11 Arab countries.
تزعل فوق يا أخي.